Carmela, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever picked up a Portuguese wine, looked at the label, and thought, I don't know what this is?
I do that with a lot of wines.
Yeah.
And probably Portuguese wines. I would too.
Me too. So today we're fixing that because in a couple of weeks we're heading to Portugal for the first time and we refuse to arrive unprepared. So we're diving into Douro Branco. And I'm telling you, if you like white wines, crispy white wines like a Sauvignon Blanc or white Bordeaux, I think you might like this wine.
Yes.
So stay tuned for our tasting and be ready to be surprised.
Whoa.
Hello, fellow bottle jockeys, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Boy, you're really digging
You didn't
deep
like
now.
that one.
No,
Okay.
you're just digging.
Wow.
We need your help, people. Please give us some new tribe names.
Come on, help us out. Okay, if you're new to our podcast, here's what we do. Every week, we buy wines under $25 with our own money, we taste them, and we give you our brutally honest opinion on whether they're worth buying. Nobody pays us to review specific wines. We don't accept free bottles from wineries, and we're not afraid to call out a bad wine when we taste one.
True.
And Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
Chatty,
and entertaining. So, if that sounds like your vibe, welcome to our tribe of wine lovers, but evidently not bottle jockeys because Carmela doesn't like that one.
No. I just think it's a little bit of a stretch.
Well, make an appeal.
Maybe I need to come up with one, but I'm telling you, I'm serious. We need you. We need you to bring your names to us. You know, like shed some light on this whole like Wine Pair Podcast tribe name. We need you.
We need it, and we'll ask if you want to be on the pod.
Right.
Okay, Carmela, I have to tell our faithful listeners that I made a U-turn on the content of this episode literally last night. Don't act like you don't know because you were there.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And
I just saw a sign that said, act like you don't know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. No, and I'll tell you why. March came upon us super fast. Am I right?
Did.
I mean, come on.
Comes in like a lion.
It does, or a sheep or something. I
No,
don't
and then
know.
out like a lamb.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I yes.
I think there's a saying around that.
I have faith in you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, but in a couple of weeks, because it's March, you and I are going to be in Portugal for the first time ever.
Woo!
And it's also been almost a year since we did an episode on Portuguese wine. And because of that, I am honestly feeling unprepared for our trip to Portugal. Because we have not properly prepped ourselves.
True.
I mean,
We had port the other night.
we did, but in a sauce that your dad did.
It was delicious. Anyway, I guess that's not really, preparing.
We didn't really have port,
No, but we could taste the port.
Yes, we could. But when some people get ready for a trip, they figure out the language, or they want to figure out the sites, or they want to figure out the beaches.
Or people plan for like what they're going to wear and what they're going to bring.
Yeah, or like hidden gems. And I focus on the wines and foods that we're going to be drinking and eating.
The food and the wine.
That's right. So again, literally last night I didn't run. I actually got in my car. I ran to the closest wine shop that I knew would be open, and that was Total Wine.
Okay.
Not my favorite, but I
okay.
had few choices, and I knew they would have Portuguese wine, and they did. And because I want you to get excited, Carmela.
Me?
Yes, about our trip. We're going to focus on a Portuguese white wine blend called Douro Branco. So we can have a few wines that we can feel confident about when we're there. Because we already know we like Alvarinho, we like Vinho Verde, but maybe we need another one just in case.
Sure.
And I want to give a shout out to Jared, our listener, who asked us to do some more Portuguese wine. So here you go. There you go.
Love it.
There it is.
Love it. The pivot is working.
It's like, it was a hard pivot. It was. You were like, really? You're going to go out and do it?
He's like, when else am I supposed to go? And I was like, I guess you need to go right now.
And then I had to write the show notes, and you're like, what are show notes? I didn't even know that
I was
we
like,
had
wait,
them.
what are you writing?
Yeah,
you have a script?
Yeah, weird. Okay, so we're going to talk more about the grapes and the wine and how it's made and all that fun stuff in a minute. But I thought it would be important to start with what may be the most confusing thing when looking at wines in other languages, and that is just figuring out what the is in the bottle, especially if you don't speak the language or you never studied it. So let's break down these two key words that are the wine we are drinking today, Douro and Branco.
Okay.
And it's Bronco with an A, Branco, not Bronco like the Denver Broncos that we beat in the Super Bowl
True.
a while ago. Okay, first, let's talk about the Douro, because if you're an aspiring wine nerd, it's a place you need to know. And I hope you're all aspiring wine nerds.
Right.
And Douro is spelled Douro. You've probably seen it on wine bottles, and we're going to tell you why that matters. According to the interwebs, which you know is always right, the Douro is the world's first formally recognized and regulated wine region established by a royal Portuguese charter in 1756.
Wow.
So now there have always been lots of wine regions around the world that have been defined and recognized by borders and considered official, but the Douro was the first to be under ongoing oversight and regulations by a government.
Nice.
So put that in your brain box, because that's
Don't forget
cool.
that. Mm-hmm.
Now, Douro is in northern Portugal. It's about an hour's drive east of the city of Porto.
Okay.
Which
so
we're
it's
going to
north.
go. Yep.
Northeast.
Yep, that's right. And it's known for having tremendously steep slopes that are cut through by the beautiful Douro River. And in fact, the landscape is so special, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2001. The place.
Cool.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And vineyards in the Douro are on these really steep inclines at high elevations, and farmers have built narrow stone terraces called socalos to cultivate their wines. I mean, they can't put machines up there. They're so steep.
Right.
This means that all the agricultural work, including harvesting, has to be done by hand. Everything by hand.
Handpicked.
No machines. The climate in the Douro is also considered to be extreme and is famously described by locals as 9 months of winter and 3 months of hell.
Oh.
We have something similar in Seattle. We call it 9 months of rain and 3 months of beauty.
I don't think so. I think
up.
Seattle's got a beautiful climate all year long.
You're right.
I'm going to debunk that.
You're calling my bunk. Okay. Now, the reason it's that, let's go back to Douro. The reason that they say 9 months of winter, 3 months of hell, it's because it has freezing winters and scorching hot summers.
Oh.
The other thing, you kind of brought this up. You didn't know it, but you did. Douro is the birthplace of the famous sweet wine port.
Oh.
And it is also home to more than 80 indigenous grape varieties, and we'll get into more of that in a few minutes because it actually matters. And it's also known for its schist soils, which are basically flaky rock. That kind of soil stresses the vines, so they have to dig deep to find water. And as we have said many times, stressing out grapevines is a good thing if you want to make great wine.
Right. If you're a grape, or let's just say if you have anxiety, you should be a grape.
You should become wine.
Right.
Don't whine about it.
Just become wine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we know a little bit about the Douro, do you feel like you know more now? Do you
Feeling
feel
more
like
comfortable.
Now, when we go to Portugal...
Are we going to visit Douro?
Well, we're going to be in Porto.
I
so,
know.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I don't
Okay.
think we're going to visit there, but basically, we're going to be close. We're going to be close.
Right.
We could
a
walk.
stone's throw.
We could walk. It would be a long walk.
I was
but we
going to
could
say,
walk there.
really?
Yeah. So let's talk about the word Branco, Branco.
Okay.
Quite simply, Branco means white in Portuguese.
Oh,
So
okay.
like Blanco, but put an R on
Or
it.
Bianco.
Or if you're Italian, that's right.
Right.
Which I guess I probably should have figured out, but I was afraid to commit. So I had to look it up.
Ooh.
I was like, maybe it means white, but I don't know. I'm not going to trust myself. I'm going to look
Commitment
it up.
issues, huh?
I have commitment issues.
Okay.
So many years
Something to note.
in, and I have commitment. Okay, so the first lesson you can put in your... I guess this is the second lesson. So the second lesson you can put in your brain box when you're wondering what the Portuguese wine is that if you see Douro Branco, that means it's a white wine from the Douro Valley in northern Portugal. Boom.
Wow.
Bam.
Wow.
And I'll do you one more, Carmela.
Okay.
The word vinho, V-I-N-H-O, like in the wine vino verde, means...
It must mean wine.
Boom.
Woo!
We're teaching everybody Portuguese today.
Wow, we're so good.
I also know that the word obrigado is thank you. That's the only actual other than
have you been
vino.
studying?
A little bit.
Really?
I
Like
know
on
5
your
words.
commute?
I'm going to be able to say obrigado, vino
Verde.
branco.
Yeah.
Per favore. No, that's wrong too. Okay, but back to wine. Another word you should know is tinto. We've talked about this before. Tinto in Portuguese means red. So a vino tinto is a red wine. So we're practically fluent.
Hey, we have, as long as we can drink wine there, we're
right.
going to be all good.
I mean, come on. So anyway, and by the way, did you know, you think of port, it's red. There are white ports. I almost did a white port, but
okay.
whatever. Okay. Anyway, anytime you see Branco on a Portuguese wine label, you know now that it means white wine.
And tinto means red.
That's right. So you don't have to guess people anymore. You go to Portugal.
That's tough, though. Like, tinto doesn't, sound like red at all.
He sounds like one of the Jackson 5.
That's Tito.
Oh, that was Tinto.
You're right, though.
And their sister Branco.
Oh, man.
Okay. Anyway, what's not so simple, though, Carmela, is what grapes are in the wine. And again, we'll talk about what the white wine grapes from the Douro are in a few minutes. But just know that generally, Douro Branco is a white wine blend. Although you may see Douro Branco wines with specific single varietals called out on the label, like Alvarinho or things like that. So now maybe you and me and all of you out there in listening land can be a little less scared about Portuguese wines when you see them.
Oh, I'm not scared.
Don't be scared.
No.
And so very soon, Carmela, we are going to dig into exactly what makes Douro Branco special, and we have 2 Douro Branco wines to taste and review to see if they should be on your dinner table this week or if we should seek them out when we're in Portugal in a couple of weeks. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
That's right. So thank you for listening to us and supporting our show, and know that we buy all the wine we taste and review every week so that we can give you real and honest reviews. And if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a 5-star rating and review so we can grow listeners. And we also love to hear from you. We want to hear your tribe names. And we always respond. We do. So you can follow us on Instagram at The Wine Pair Podcast. Same thing on Blue Sky. You can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com, and sign up for our email newsletter there, which you just missed because we send it out the first of every month. But if you send us a note at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com, I will personally hand deliver it into your email inbox.
Nice.
And you can also just shoot the breeze with us and tell us wines you want us to drink or whatever, what you're up to. We don't care.
Right.
We just love to hear from you. And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair Podcast to, because that's the best way for us to grow listeners when you tell your family and friends about us. And this week, we want you to recommend us to anyone who's afraid of Portuguese wine because they're intimidated by the unfamiliar words on the wine bottle, because this may be the episode that makes them feel brave and ready to take on the world.
I love that. Just instilling some courage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Courage. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Right. I love it.
I just thought of one other thing. I should just call this out, but we were nominated for a podcast award.
What does that have to do with courage?
Nothing. I don't know. I feel like I'm courageous enough to bring it up.
You're feeling brave enough to maybe not be as humble.
Yeah, we were nominated for best hosting pair or whatever.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what it is for the NYC Podcast Awards, and hopefully we'll win. But if we don't, we still feel like winners.
Right.
Just because we're here.
The nomination is really the important thing.
Yeah, but if we don't win, I'm so pissed. Okay, all right, Carmela, it's time to get into just what the Douro Branco is, all right? Okay, so we've already established that Douro Branco is a white wine from the Douro Valley in Portugal, and that they are usually blends, but what is special about them is what grapes are in them and how they're made. Isn't that what you're curious about?
I can't wait to know.
Okay, so let's go back in time just a little bit.
Okay.
Historically, wines from Douro vineyards were called field blends, and that means that dozens of different varieties of white wine grapes, sometimes more than 40, were interplanted randomly in the vineyards. So that means there's just a bunch of different grapes growing all over the place.
That's really odd.
It's like chaos. It's like chaos.
I mean,
It's very different than what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, this vineyard does this grape,
very
and it's over
structured
here.
and
odd
though, huh?
So
do they keep track of which ones
no.
are where?
In fact, I'm jumping ahead, but sometimes the winemakers didn't even know what was in the wines. They just knew that there were just field blends.
So it must be
grapes.
different every year, too.
That's the thing. But, still even today, many top wines in the Douro still utilize these ancient mixed plots to achieve natural balance and unique identity. And so that's really cool. Now, to be labeled Douro DOC, and yes, they have a DOC designation similar to the Italian wine DOC designation, they have to follow specific rules like yield limits. So they're not allowed to have, right? They have to control how many grapes are produced, and using only approved indigenous varietals. And the most important white wine grapes, and the ones you may see dominating many of the blends, are as follows. So put these in your brain box. There will be a quiz. No, there won't. But you need to know this. One is Guaveo, It's a grape that ripens early, has small, they call them potent berries, and they make rich wines with tropical scents. There's Malvasia fina. It adds floral notes and some spice. There's Rabigato. I like that one a lot, and it means cat's tail. And it's known for its bright acidity and minerality. There's Viocino, which is a low-yielding aromatic variety, often compared to Sauvignon Blanc.
Nice.
Donzelino Branco, which is commonly used in port, white port, and Arinto, which is one of Portugal's oldest and most popular grapes, and it's said to be able to hold its acidity even in heat. Now, what I found also interesting, and along with these field blends, and it must be related, is that there's no fixed mandatory percentage requirements for the allocation of individual varieties in standard Douro Branco blends.
It's just a free-for-all.
Free-for-all. They can put
goodness.
whatever they want in it.
So weird.
There's no like, oh no, it has to be 70% of this or even like 20% of this.
Wow.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
My goodness. Breaking all the rules.
Yeah, so this is exactly going back to something that you brought up. That means you can get very different blends depending on the wine. Most blending regions are not like that. They go for some level of consistency. And again, a lot of this has to do with this concept of field blends that we talked about earlier, which is a long-standing tradition in the area. And then, again, because of that, it's not uncommon for exact percentages in a blend to be unknown even to the winemaker.
Oh, boy.
Now,
It's
the
a surprise every year.
It's like a double-blind study for a new drug. I don't know.
Wow.
That's a weird connection. Anyway, another thing that I found really interesting is that field blends are actually kind of favored. They're kind of preferred because they are said to produce balance and identity. And since plants generally pollinate and flower together, which I did not know, the ripeness levels remain relatively consistent across varieties. So you would think that would not be the case, but actually that does happen. And then what I found in the wines that I was looking at is that there were definitely some grapes that showed up a lot in the blends, but the number of grapes seemed just relatively high compared to what I've seen in other white wine blends. So in terms of the history of winemaking and white winemaking in the area, let's take another little walk through the ages.
Okay.
White wine has existed in the Douro for as long as wine has been made there. So the Romans were cultivating vines in the region in the 3rd and 4th centuries. During the medieval period, Cistercian monks, always follow the monks if you want to know about alcohol, they helped refine viticulture across the valley. White grapes were always part of the landscape, but for most of the Douro's history, white wine was secondary to red.
Always. Why do they do that?
It's kind of lame.
It's coming around, though.
No, it is. You're right. When the region was officially designated, remember we said it was officially designated in 1756, it was actually done to regulate and protect port. And dry white wines were being made, but they were largely for local drinking. They weren't really exported. Now, the modern story of Douro white wine is really a story of rediscovery. They found it again.
Wow.
So after Portugal joined the European Economic Community in 1986, and estates gained more control over bottling their own still wines, producers began looking more seriously at what the white wine grapes could do. They were like, what can you do for me?
Wow. They asked them.
Yes.
Oh.
And so then also advances like stainless steel fermentation and temperature control help preserve freshness and aromatics in a region known for heat. And in case you didn't know, another thing to put in your brain box, heat is not awesome for acidity in grapes. It kind of kills it. So consider that when you're thinking about what wines you want to drink, because warm weather areas tend to have lower acid wines.
Good to know.
Yeah, so depending on what you like, we love high acid wines. Some people prefer lower acid wines. So you kind of want to know that because it really is a specific part of your palate that you should know. Now, over the last 20 years in particular, winemakers started planting whites at higher elevations to protect this acidity because they don't get quite as hot when they're higher up. And they also began isolating indigenous varieties like Rabigato and Viocino and some of those other ones in more intentional blocks rather than blending everything together. And so what had once been an overlooked category in white wine or vino branco is now considered one of the most exciting parts of the Douro. So don't sleep on Douro Branco.
No.
And incidentally, some have compared Douro Branco to white Bordeaux,
Oh, wow.
which we did a little bit ago and we
did.
really liked. And white Bordeaux is heavy on Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. So this could
We
be
could really like this
we
one.
might really like it. But on that note, Carmela, I think it's time to find out what wines we're going to drink today. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, I knew you'd say that. So as usual, the wines we have chosen for this episode are under $25 each, and they should be relatively easy to find because I bought them both at Total Wine. And thanks again for the assist, Hassini. You should not have trouble finding Douro Branco at a good wine shop and or one with a strong European or Portuguese wine selection. In your local grocery store, what you're most likely to find in a Portuguese wine is Vinho Verde, which is a wine we like, but this ain't Vinho Verde.
No.
It's a different wine. And as we always say, go to your local wine shop, ask them to help you find some Douro Branco, and they'll say, you know what? We got you. We got your back.
Right.
The first wine we're going to drink is the 2023 Quinta das Carvalhas Douro White Blend. And the blend for this one is a little wild, Carmela. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm ready.
35% Viocino, 25% Moscatel Gallego Branco, 20% Goveo, 10% Arinto, and 10% Fernaro Pires.
Whoa.
So a whole bunch of different
But they
grapes.
kept track of them.
Yeah, at least this one they knew.
They knew.
Or maybe they were like, well, it's
I mean,
about.
you wonder if
kinda
they just kind of throw out the percentages.
I don't know, put down 25% for that.
Right.
I don't know.
I could see that too.
Exactly. I will also say that it was really, 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 really hard to find any information about this wine. It's one of the wines that Total Wine calls their winery direct wines. And based on the fact that I could not find the wine on the Quinta das Carvalhas website, my guess is that they make it just for Total Wine, but I don't know. Maybe they
okay.
do, maybe they don't. I don't know. And it is kind of one of the things that drives me nuts about Total Wines is they
Right.
have these winery direct wines that are really hard to find information about, and I don't really know that much about them. But I did think it was strange that the Quintas das Carvalhas website didn't list this wine.
True.
Here's what I could glean from the bottle.
Okay.
So I got this from the bottle. First, it's a screw cap.
Whoa.
So we like that.
Convenience.
It's 13% alcohol.
okay.
So it's kind of on the high
higher.
side, yeah, for what is supposed to be a crisp white wine. And the description on the back says this. I'm going to quote it because there wasn't a lot else to talk about. Quinta das Carvalhas is the most emblematic and spectacular property in the Douro Valley.
Wow.
They think a lot about themselves. Written references about this magnificent estate can be traced back to 1759.
Wow.
So almost that whole period right there when they did the whole official recognition. Anyway, the other thing I found is that there are a whole bunch of wines online with the same Quinta das Carvalhas names.
Oh,
there were
no.
like tons of them, and they were different blends and different labels and so it was very confusing.
Clones or like what?
I don't know, and they were not on the website.
Posers?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So
Wine in the news?
Maybe we got a different one, but maybe someday.
Okay.
Now, wine enthusiasts, I think, gave this wine an 87, and I think it's true because they mention the 25% Moscatel percentage, which this one has. So I'm assuming that's the one they were talking about. So
Okay.
got a decent rating. Okay,
Nice.
so let's move on to our next wine, which is the 2024 Symington Family Estates Rio Belo Douro Branco. Symington. It's kind of an interesting name. We'll talk about that in a minute. And the blend in this one is a little less wild, but it's still interesting. It's 25% Viocino, so Viocino showed up. 25% Malvasia Fina, 25% Rabigato, I love that one, and 25% Guovieo. So
Okay.
there you go. This one's also a screw cap.
Whoa.
2 screw caps. And I actually found a tech sheet for this wine.
Wow.
Although reviews were really hard to find for this wine. Like, it was hard to find any even tasting notes.
But
for the
you
wine.
love a tech sheet. I know that
I
about
do
you.
love that. So here's what they say about the winemaking process. After destemming and gentle crushing, which is always nice, the must undergoes a clarification process that allows us to achieve the ideal conditions for fermentation in stainless steel tanks at a controlled temperature of around 16 degrees Celsius. I'll just side note, that's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. During the subsequent aging phase and until bottling, contact with oxygen is kept to a minimum in order to best preserve the wine's primary aromas. And Carmela was trying to give me a heart attack. I edited it out, but she hit her microphone and I almost jumped through the ceiling. Okay.
keeping you on your toes.
I guess.
I think you should keep that in.
Maybe I will. I did find it a little odd that the winery is called Symington Family Estates because that don't sound Portuguese
Not
to
at
me.
all. Wow.
Well, according to the interwebs, which again, never wrong,
Oh, boy.
they are a family of British and Portuguese origin that have lived and worked in Portugal since the 19th century.
Okay.
So somebody moved over. They were like,
Right.
hey, just like
a little
our
blending, again, a blending of, cultures, families, people.
Look, let me tell you a little story, people. One of the reasons we're going to Portugal is we have some friends who lived here in Seattle, but they've moved to Portugal for retirement, or I don't know if it's permanent or whatever. Maybe the Symington family did the same thing.
True.
Maybe they were like, you know what? Portugal
People
is
do
dope.
it.
Yeah.
You
And we
just never
wanna be
know.
there.
They were
Yeah.
jet setters.
They were.
That was early to be maybe making that kind of a move.
Not going to disagree.
Yeah.
Anyway, the family business is run by the fourth and fifth generation of Symingtons, and Symington Family Estates itself makes a lot of port. It's the leading vineyard owner in the Douro Valley and one of the top producers in Portugal. So this is a big outfit. Symington owns and runs 4 of the leading port houses, and they have 26 quintas.
Oh, boy.
26 of those bad boys. And by the way, you should know that the word quinta in Portuguese is the equivalent of chateau in French. So they have 26 of those. That's a lot. And they say all of the quintas are managed under a strict minimum intervention policy, and they are the largest area of certified organic vineyards in northern Portugal. So at the very least, for a large winemaking company, they do at least make a nod to organic farming practices and low intervention. So we can respect that. Mm-hmm. But I think that's enough information, Carmela.
Okay.
I think we need to get to drinking.
Sounds good to me.
Now, all of you out there, I apologize for the U-turn because I didn't really announce that we were going to be doing this wine. So if you have a Douro Branco or a Vinho Verde or whatever, if you have some white wine, just drink along with us and get participation points. And then I do have a quick break before we get to our tasting for an important announcement. The Women in Wine Festival, presented by No Wine Left Behind, is happening March 8th. So you got to hurry up because that's like today.
Right.
At Ledoux Wines in New York City. It's being billed as the first completely blind wine tasting festival. All multiple choice, so you don't have to be an expert to participate. It's done in the Judgment of Paris style with matchups like Bordeaux versus New Jersey and Napa versus China. And the audience gets to vote on the winner, and that winner gets picked up by the wine shop. So
Amazing.
So your vote counts. Vote, people.
Very
Vote.
cool. Yes. Vote.
They're also bringing in Violet Grigich as a panel speaker, and that's a direct callback to the original 1976 Judgment in Paris tasting, which if you don't know about, look it up. It's important. Every bottle at the event is made by women and poured by women, often by the winemakers themselves, so that's pretty cool. And our listeners get 50% off of either session with the code The Wine Pair Podcast. So just search Women in Wine Festival, Ledoux Wines at Eventbrite. You can use the link that we have in our show notes, or just send me a note, an email at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com, and I'll send the link to you.
Cool.
But we'll be right back to try our first wine. Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our first wine. This is the Quinta das Carvalhas Douro White Blend. It's from Douro, Portugal, if you hadn't figured that out. Mm-hmm. It's the 2023 vintage. It was only $12.99 at Total Wine. Again, 13% alcohol, and oh boy, here we go. 35% Viocino, 25% Moscatel Gallego Branco, 20% Guaveo, 20% Arinto, and 10% Fernaio Pires. And I'm laughing because Carmela keeps hitting the microphone to keep me awake.
What's wrong with me today?
It's Wine Enthusiast gave it 87 rating, I think, and Vivino I couldn't find a rating for. And one thing before we talk about the color, the screw cap, you can like screw it off of the foil,
right,
and it like has the screw cap is separate from the part below. It just all came off.
Right,
I don't know.
I know, so be careful.
I'm confused about it. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know if we got a bat. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Carmela, what do you think of the color?
It's light. It's pretty darn light. I mean, it's yeah. What do you think?
It's like light straw. It's
really light straw.
It's
I can't even. I'm trying to think what would be lighter. What would you say? What would be a good descriptor?
What is like a cream? I mean, it's cream, but like, what would you? What
it's kind of vanilla. I guess.
Vanilla.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
vanilla.
a little vanilla.
Yeah. It's a very light yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, you know what? It's if you went pee-pee and you drank almost enough water, but not quite.
Wow.
Okay, anyway, what are you smelling?
Well, I was getting like, no, I'm not, but I'm getting a little bit of like kerosene or gasoline
that's
on it.
interesting.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little herby too.
What herbs do you think?
Well, I was thinking like rosemary, a little bit of hint of rosemary. It's just kind of like herby. Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I like the herb thing. I agree.
What are you getting?
I was getting more like peach.
Oh, wow. We're totally different.
Yeah, I was getting more fruits, but like stone fruits.
Okay.
Not really orchard fruits, not really apple or pear, more like peach. Maybe a little bit of cantaloupe, like melon.
Yes, I think
melon.
I can get a little bit of cantaloupe on the scent, but it doesn't, for me, it's not as fruity for some reason.
Oh, really? I'm getting a lot of like tropical fruit kind of smell, like even maybe a little mango. Like,
Wow, I'm almost getting a little bit of, this is so funny. Maybe I'm off. Maybe my nose is off, but it's almost a little saline to me too.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Okay.
And I am getting a skosh of like gas, like natural gas or something. A little bit.
Yeah, and
on
I
the
think
swirl.
it's actually maybe cleared a little bit now that it's been in the glass. But like my initial sniff was a little bit of that.
I'm actually getting it more as I swirl it. I'm
interesting.
getting more like
Okay.
that gas or glue kind of smell. I'm trying to get the herbs, but I'm not, I'm getting a little bit, but I'm not able to pick them out like you did.
Well, we'll see.
Well, let's taste it and see what we think.
Okay.
I think this wine is really fruity. It's very minerally, steely.
Yes.
Little bit of gasoline on the end, but the front to me is super fruity, like peach, apricot, melon, like cantaloupe, honeydew. I'm getting a lot of that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I will say the back end is super steely, like to the point where it's almost annoyingly metallic tasting to me.
I agree. I mean, I'm kind of getting that more than anything. I'm just not getting the same fruitiness on it.
God, it's kind of frustrating because I like the front, but the back is like really lingering steeliness.
I mean, it's citrusy too. It's a little bit of citrus on it, I think.
I'm getting a lot of tropical fruit. I'm getting like pineapple,
Oh my God, I'm not getting a lot of that sweetness and like
citrus for sure.
definitely citrus. I'm getting like lemon, like not even like orange, maybe a little bit of grapefruit.
Grapefruit and pith.
Right.
Eating the rind of the lemon.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the steeliness is really coming through in that way.
Interesting.
It's actually this. I took another sip and the aftertaste isn't bothering me so much. I do think this is a food wine. I think
Yes.
you really want this with food because I think any of the like weird aftertaste kind of stuff would definitely go away. But you're really not getting a lot of that fruit, huh?
Well, no, I am. It's just a little bit more citrus than anything. And like I said, some grapefruit. I mean, I like it. I'm enjoying it. And I actually think, like you said, this would be a great food wine.
Well, let's talk about the food. What food would you have with it?
Well, I do think like spicy food would be
Spicy
really good
food.
with this. Like Indian food, Thai food. That's what's coming to mind for
And
me.
fish. Don't you think fish?
Sure. Like I kind of feel like a fried fish would be good, like fish and chips.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it would be really versatile with fish. I think
Well, and Portugal has a ton of fish.
so I think this would be very much a fish wine.
Like a white fish. I
think-
mean, salmon would be really nice with this.
Yeah, I'm not a salmon eater, so I don't know, but I was thinking my favorite, spaghetti con vongole with spaghetti
Ooh,
with
some shellfish.
some clams. I think would be really good. I think it'd be good with shrimp, like grilled shrimp. It'd
Yes.
be really nice with. I
Agree.
think by that token, I think like a teriyaki chicken, I think it'd be really nice
Yes.
with. And some grilled white meats, I think it'd be really nice. A pork chop or something like that.
Right.
Grilled. Anything else you would have
I
with
think
this?
I think we've covered a lot of good things to have with this.
Yeah, we've covered it. So let's do a rating. As a reminder on a rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. We don't give half points. 7 and above means we'd buy it. 4 and below means we're likely to pour it down the sink. And a 5 or a 6 means we'll drink it. We're happy to drink it. If you serve it to us, like, thank you for doing
Right.
that. But we're not going to buy it. It doesn't make the cut. So what are you going to give this wine?
I'm going to give it a 7. I think I would definitely buy it, especially on our trip. No hesitation there.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it just a 7. Like I want to kind of see what the other one's like, but that's what I'm thinking.
I'm really debating between a 6 and a 7.
Okay.
I'm really debating.
You're not super into it.
There's other white wines that I prefer. I kind of want to wait. I'm going to give it a 6 for now.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of wait to see what the other one's like, to see if it's like terribly different.
Okay.
I do like it. I mean, like, again, I drink it, and I kind of feel like this is one of those wines where if like we were in Portugal, we'd be like, oh, it's amazing.
Right.
We love it.
Again, with food. I think this one is definitely something you want to pair with food.
For sure. Okay, well, let's take a break, and we're going to try our last wine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to try our last wine. This is the Symington family estates, Rio Belo Douro Branco. It's from Portugal, the Douro region. It's 2024 vintage, $14.99 at Total Wine, 12.5% alcohol, 25% Viocino, 25% Malvasia Fina, 25% Rabigato, and 25% Guavello. And I couldn't find any professional ratings or Vivino ratings, but Carmela, will you just make a comment about the label? Because it's kind of crazy.
Oh my God, it's like, welcome to Portugal. It's like very colorful. It's kind of like party label time.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of cool. It is very colorful.
Yeah. I mean, it's like showing the city and then it's showing the fields.
And it's even a little raised, like if you touch it,
Yep,
Carmela, touch it.
Yeah, I can see.
Can you touch it?
I can feel it. I'm touching it.
Okay. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, let's talk about the color of this wine. You already made a comment.
I think it's really light.
Super light.
Almost like squeezed lemon, like fresh lemon.
Yeah, it's super light.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's even... I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's
a little lighter than the other one.
White, yeah. It's like a creamy white, almost more than a yellow.
Yeah, agree.
Well, let's smell it. I've already kind of given this a smell.
Give it to me. What do you think?
Well, right off the bat, I was getting gasoline.
Yeah.
Or glue.
Yeah. I feel like I actually kind of think they're kind of similar in smell.
Yeah. Now, remember, like some classic wines, like a Riesling, will have that gasoline kind of smell. Yep. So this is not like, oh my God, the wine's bad. It's kind of an aspect of some white wines, and especially cooler climate.
And when the wine is cold.
It's very cold.
I feel like you will get a little more of that.
You know what? You're totally right. Now, we didn't follow the 20/20 rule, which we should have. Remember, again, 20/20 is if you have a white wine, take it out of the fridge 20 minutes before you serve it. If you have a red wine, put it in the fridge 20 minutes before you serve it. Right. Kind of cool it down a little bit. So I agree, Carmela. I think if these were a little bit warmed up, maybe we'd get a little bit more fruit on them.
I'm still getting a little bit of that saline, too. A little salty, sniffing or sniff.
I'm again getting a little bit less peach, more tropical fruit. I feel like I'm getting more pineapple, again, like kind of pog, some citrus.
I think, I'm getting a little apricot maybe on this one, though.
Oh, you are?
A little bit, yeah. A little dried fruit. I mean,
I like dried fruit.
Not as much of the sweetness behind it, but a little bit of that.
Like a dried apricot?
Yeah, like a dried apricot that's a little, because sometimes those dried fruits can be a little more earthy, too.
Now that you're saying it, I'm almost getting like a little bit of raisiny kind of smell.
Oh, okay.
I think you just put like dried fruit in my head.
Yeah.
There's something else I can't quite put my finger on, but it's nice smelling after the initial sort of like, oh my God, it smells like gas.
It opens up a little bit or changes when it's been in the glass for a little while.
I think it needs a little bit of, I think it's a little too cold. Okay, well, I am almost getting some of that herbiness that you were talking about before.
Yeah, it's a little like grassy or something.
Grass.
Yeah.
Or like thyme.
Oh, sure.
Okay, let's taste it and see what we thinkage.
Okay. Pretty similar to me,
I think it's similar too.
I'm getting pith. I'm getting lemon again.
On the end is super pithy.
Yeah. Bitter.
I don't think it's as steely. I feel like it's a little more seashell.
Okay. Yeah. Because of the saline
or
piece
stone
or something.
Sometimes it's like licking a stone.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting at the end of this one.
It definitely dries a little bit more than the other one. It's not like that lingering metallic taste you were getting, I don't think. Again, like I don't find these super fruity.
I think it's pretty fruity.
Oh.
But I think it's too cold. I am a lot of citrus.
Yes. Yes. The grapefruit, the lemon, that's what I'm getting mostly. Maybe a little orange on this one too.
Yeah, I feel like on the front, there is some orange, maybe just a little bit of peach.
Okay.
Sweet peach, a little bit. But it's super like acid.
Yes. And again, this would be great with food too. A lot of the same things.
Name them off.
Well, again, I think we could do spicy food. This would really cut through the spicy food. So anything Thai, Indian food, it's shellfish for sure. You were talking about spaghetti con vongole. That would be really nice.
I also think this would do well with creamy sauces. I think it'd be good with a pesto.
Pesto. Yeah, like because
garlicky.
it could really handle a lot of garlic.
Yeah, so that's what
Even
I'm...
like garlic bread.
Yeah, I'm thinking it can handle those kinds of it can cut through that a little bit. So that's what I was thinking, maybe even creamy sauces, chicken, different types of chicken with creamy sauces or stuffed chicken or even like lemon chicken. I think it'd be a really good chicken wine.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
All right, Carmela, well, let's rate this one. What you gonna give it?
You know what? It's kind of funny. I almost want to flip mine. I almost want to give this one a 7 and the other one a 6.
Yeah,
I think I would buy this one before.
I agree.
I like it like a hint more.
I agree.
A skosh more.
I'm
going to give it a 6. I'm going to give this I'm sorry. I'm going to give this one a 7, the other one a 6.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my 6 on the first one, and I'm giving this one a 7 as well.
Oh, wow.
I brought you over to the dark side, which is the name of the Seahawks defense. But
right.
Anyway, so yeah. So which one of these are you finishing tonight?
I think we're both going for the Rio.
The Symington Rio.
Yeah.
It's such a weird name. When I bought it, I was like, oh, Rio Belo. That sounds kind of cool. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's Symington Family Estate.
Right.
It's just kind of weird.
I do think it's a cool party bottle.
Fun.
And a great gift bottle for somebody going to Portugal, or if you're like, having people over for like a Portuguese dinner. It's just a cool label. It's so colorful. So
yeah,
that's my thoughts.
I'm with you, sister.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about the taste profiles and see if we nailed them. Here we go.
Boy. Okay.
Here's what you can expect from a Douro Branco, which is actually going to be difficult because you don't know what types of grapes are in it, but lime, lemon, peach, apricot, green apple. We didn't get a lot of that. Mango.
Okay.
Pineapple.
Wow.
Passion fruit. Whetstone. Saline. Fennel.
Wow.
Wild herbs. Thyme. Bay leaf. Sage.
Amazing.
Crisp and vibrant.
We did pretty well.
I think we did really well.
Yeah.
Okay, the Quintas, here's what the winery says. A young lemon yellow colored wine with beautiful aromatic intensity of fresh floral notes. See, I was getting a lot of that, like kind of, I don't know about floral, but very fragrant.
Sweetness or something behind it.
Yeah. Suggestions of lime and white fruit, flavorful and fruity, complemented with a lively acidity and offering a long-lasting finish. It did have a lasting finish, but I didn't love it. Wine enthusiast said it's the 25% Muscatel that dominates this wine with its perfumed floral aroma and ripe white fruit flavor. So again, white fruit, which is like, I guess, I don't know what a white peach is, but that kind of,
right. White flesh.
That's it. It's a rich, refreshing wine. I don't think it was rich.
I don't
know I'd say
either.
rich.
I actually feel like anything, it was not rich.
Yeah.
Like it was very like spunky and kind of
zesty,
exactly. A little bit of that.
Vibrant.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. For the Symington, the winery says, and I couldn't find any other tasting notes, the nose is fresh and expressive, combining aromas of citrus, white-fleshed fruits, so a lot of white fruits, and white flowers, and a subtle mineral note. On the palate, it offers lively acidity, good balance, and a saline finish that enhances the wine's freshness. Best enjoyed young. Okay, Carmela,
Nobody's ever going to say, "Hey, it smells like gasoline."
No,
I don't. Even if you get that on the nose, you're not wrong.
I don't think. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like smells like gas.
Right.
That's not. They're not going to put that on there.
Aromatic gasoline.
It's like you left your stove on. Like, no. Carmela, what's the verdict on Douro Branco, and are we looking for it when we're in Portugal?
I think we should. I mean, we're going to be, it's again, when in Portugal, right? We're going to try lots of different wines, and I think we will run into this one, so we might as well enjoy it while we're there.
I'm with you. I think, first of all, it's always fun to learn about new wines. This one's really fascinating because of the field blend and the different, no restrictions on what types of grapes are in it.
Right. It's like the wild wine.
It's super fun. And then I think a lot of times when you are introduced to wines from regions, you very often are focused on the red wines, the tinto. And so I think it's always nice to get to know some different types of wines, especially as you said, Portugal is supposed to have a lot of fish. And so you should know white wines. Like, yes. I think that's an important thing. So I like it. I think it could be a wine that we would serve and just see what people think.
Right.
Okay, Carmela, now that we've tasted and reviewed our wine, it's time to do an important thing. We have to go to our Wine in the News segment. Wine in the News this week. Our Wine in the News this week comes from Ellen Vargas in a publication called Hoodline. I've never heard of it before. And the article is entitled, Napa Wine Cheat Walks with Probation in $2.5 million Grape Scam.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. So links are in the show notes as always, but here's
the lowdown.
Yeah. One thing you kind of hope when you buy a wine is that you can trust the label. Am I right or am I right?
Well, right.
That when it says, for instance, Napa Valley on it, that you're actually paying for grapes that were grown in one of the most famous wine regions in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this week, a guy named Jeffrey Hill stood in a federal courtroom in California and apologized for selling fake Napa Valley wine.
Oh, boy, buddy.
Like
See,
Rudy.
it always comes back to you.
It's that you never look. If you're gonna do right, if you're gonna do
If you
wrong,
can't do wrong right, you might as well do right.
thank you. And if you're gonna do wrong, do it right.
Right. I mean, come on.
All right. So here's the short version of a very long story. Jeffrey Hill ran a small winery called Hill Wine Company in Napa. And for years, he sold wine labeled as Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon at prices up to $96 a bottle.
Whoa.
But was actually made from cheap grapes that he was buying from places like San Joaquin County, Lake County, definitely not Napa. And he was also selling wine he called Cabernet Sauvignon that apparently wasn't even Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, boy.
He falsified shipping records. He moved grapes between facilities to hide where they came from. And he told his grape suppliers in some of these counties to never, ever tell anyone what he was doing. I mean, come on. And the scheme ran to about $2.5 million in fraudulent wines. Now, one thing I will say, it is true in the United States that you don't have to be 100% of a wine for it to say it is that wine. You only have to be like 85%. So you can say it's a Cabernet Sauvignon and it's only 85% Cabernet Sauvignon. But if you're going to say it's Napa Valley, it has to be from Napa Valley.
Right.
And if you're going to say it's Cabernet Sauvignon, it better have at least 85% Cabernet Sauvignon. But anyway, old Jeffrey was breaking the law. Now, here's the really irritating part. This wasn't his first offense.
Oh, boy.
In 2015, Hill spent 4 months in jail for stealing grapes from a competitor's vineyard.
My goodness,
The guy
buddy.
he has issues. The guy has issues.
How did anybody trust him?
I don't
The second
know.
time around, like, oh, he did his time.
But wait for this. So in this specific case, he was indicted in federal court in 2016, but the case dragged on through the courts for nearly a decade. So by the time February 27th came around, when he was sentenced, he stood before the judge and was given 3 years of probation.
Oh, boy.
$2.5 million, lying, all this kind of stuff. Prosecutors had asked for 18 months in prison, but the judge cited Hill's health and his recovery efforts and gave him probation plus $500,000 in restitution. That's a lot of restitution. But anyway, what he can't fix with his apology is the fact that there are probably people out there that paid big bucks for bottles of wine that were supposed to be of high value and they got duped. Like somebody probably went to a celebration and said, I've got this really nice wine for you. Or gave it as a gift and said, I've got this really nice wine for you.
No, was it good?
I don't know.
And then what happens to those people? Do they get any?
Remuneration? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, you have to be like, well, first of all, you have to be like, I think I got duped. But this has been going on for 10 years. So you might not even have them anymore. So the case is officially closed. He's on probation. And there are likely still people. Look in your cellars, people. If you have Hill wine, Cabernet Sauvignon, you better
Be skeptical.
Be skeptical or give it as a gift. Anyway, Carmela, here's a question for you. How frustrated would you be to find out that a wine we thought was a really nice, really special bottle of wine was really fake?
I think that's just lame.
It is lame.
I think we would be disappointed.
I would be embarrassed.
For the guy.
For me, too.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I have a lot of shame issues.
Oh, yeah, wait. I have a totally different take on it.
I know.
I'd just be like...
You don't have shame issues.
No, I'd be like, buddy, you totally were dishonest with us.
You suck. That's what you'd say.
I
You
would.
suck.
And I'd be like, you know what? I need you to hit me back with something good.
Yeah, make it up to me, buddy.
Right.
Buddy, and you call him buddy.
I call him buddy, yeah.
You would. All right, Carmela, let's now turn to some listener shout-outs. We have some great shout-outs this week.
Okay.
Amanda, she took our advice and visited one of my favorite wineries in the Willamette Valley called Audient. And you'll see the bill pretty soon, but I did buy my allocation of Audient wines.
Ooh.
And we're going to go visit them in a couple of weeks when we go down to Portland to visit our son.
Woo.
But she had a private tasting because you have to make an appointment. She had a private tasting with the winemaker and she really loved the wine.
Very cool.
So maybe we can do the same thing.
I would love it.
Timmy.
Timmy's back.
Yes, he sent us an interesting story about uncovering a hidden wine cellar that we may use in a future Wine in the Week segment. And, he just hadn't been shouted out for a while, so we had to shout him out.
Right. Well, wait a minute. I want to hear more about this. Yes, we need to know
Wine
more.
in the news this week. I might bring it up.
Okay.
And then Christine R., Tips to Live By, shared her love of Italian wine with us, and we agree. Thanks, Christine. And here's wines coming up in future episodes in case you want to drink along with us. We're going to do Pet Nat. We're going to do German Riesling. We're going to do Zino Mavro. We're going to do Lebanese wines. We're going to do Portuguese wines again, but this time Tinto. We're going to do Tinto, the red ones. We're going to do White Rioja. I bet you didn't know they had that. And we're going to do High QPR Pinot Noir. And that's the one we're going to compare a $25 Pinot Noir with high ratings to a $50 one and just see what happens.
Oh my God.
But if you want to know the wines, the exact wines, we have links, specific vintages, etc. in our show notes in case you want to drink along with us, which is a really fun way to experience the Wine Pair podcast.
Right.
But with that, we're going to go. Thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And remember, we buy all of our own wine and we do all the writing and recording and editing to bring you a show every week because we love doing it. And our small little ask for you is that you please follow or subscribe to our podcast and also leave us a nice rating and review to help us grow listeners. And a huge thank you to all of you who have done that already. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Wine Pair Podcast and on Blue Sky. You can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. You can sign up for our email newsletter there. You can also visit our shop wine section where you can find links to buy the wines that we rate as buys in every episode. And we love making content that you care about and you like and that you want. So send us a note or DM us and give us some feedback or let us know if there's wines you want us to try or winemaking areas of the world you're curious about, and we will take care of it. You can always email us at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. But with that, we're going to sign off. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.